Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back. I am Empath Divine, your intuitive reader. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you're staying safe and staying blessed. I hope you guys love your weekly readings that are already posted up in the channel. And make sure you get prepared for your element reads that will be posted sometime tomorrow. So if you follow me on my TikTok channel, and if you have been on my TikTok lives, I stated that I've been feeling compelled for the past couple of days to do a different type of read. And the title you're going to see, it probably caught your eyes, and it's Empath versus the Narcissist. It's been bothering me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be compelled to do, but I do have some questions that I even written on the side of here of what I'm going to be asking. So, Empath versus Narcissist. A lot of you may even heard the word empath. Some of you could be empaths. Some of you are probably wondering if you are empaths. And I know some of you are even wondering about the narcissist. Who are they? Why do the empath and the narcissist click and get together? And in a way, it's kind of like it's a blessing and a curse. And I feel like this read is going to explain a little bit more about it being a blessing and a curse. And the reason why I say this is because when being with this relationship, with this karmic, this whole time, in the beginning it's good, but then it does feel like a curse. But at the end, there is a powerful blessing, and that blessing goes back to you, the empath. Now, I know with this reading, it may even attract some attentions of narcs that may call themselves sneaking and viewing this. There are some narcs out here that I would say that's going through narc recovery, and perhaps they're trying to heal themselves. Some narcs do as they get older. So maybe some narcs might even sneak in here just to see if it's going to hit below the belt. But I am hoping that I'm getting a lot of empath people. What I also want to tell you guys is that feel free to research, okay? If you feel like you need more answers, if you are confused and you're trying to figure out, am I in an empath and narcissist relationship? That is something for you to do further research on, okay? So go to Amazon. Amazon has some wonderful books about the empath and narcissist relationships. I will tell you to make sure that you first get a book that describes the different types of empaths, because they're all different type of empaths. A lot of you even could be psychic empaths, etc. So make sure that you get the book that describes the empath, how to protect yourself from energy vampires, and then make sure you get a book that describes who the narcissist is, and then you can even get another book that puts it all together about empath and narcissist. Please look up those titles, guys. They have a ton of them, very affordable. You will find the ones that catch your intuition to know to read further research up on it and how you can proceed. So I hope this reading will touch a lot of you guys. Feel free to comment. Please share this. If you might even know a friend or family member that could be in an empath narcissist relationship, have them look at this video, and do know at the end of the day, you can break free from this connection. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm going to pull out a tarot, and then I felt the need to pull out the angels and ancestors. And the keepers of the light is going to be more about you empaths, about when you break free, or for some of you, you're probably already broken free from this narcissist relationship and you're still recovering, and what's to come within your life, okay? So I ain't going to lie, guys. I was writing some questions down, important questions of factors. So the first one I feel we want to tap into a little bit is, why were you meant to be together at this time, right? Because it's always that question, why? How the hell did I fall for this person? How did I not see the red flags of the narcissist? So I want to pull this in with a spirit message from spirit to give a kind of guidance. And remember, guys, these are general readings, okay? So it will basically touch base for some and for others, but it is important, if you want to get more curious about this, you can even book a more personal divinational read with me with your own empath and narcissist relationship that you're either currently in or you left, to get even more messages, okay? All right. So spirit, why were the empath and the narcissist meant to be together at the time that they were together? Why did they touch base? Why did they click? Why were they meant to be? Right? Let's see some questions here. Why were the okay, spirit? Why were the empath and narcissist meant to be together? The devil, the world, and the temperance. I mean, the devil definitely describes That narcissist, so we already know that is the narcissist right there as that devil, okay? And then we have that King of Swords. But I'm sorry, guys, I didn't show y'all. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. And the Tower, I feel, surrounds this, okay? So we're going to dive in a little bit with this, okay? The devil definitely shows the narc, by the way. That came right in so strong in this reading. I'm doing more of a channel with this, okay? I'm not even trying to break down the cards. I want to channel more of this. The main reason why you guys were meant to be together, for the empath and the narc to form, was because there was a contract. Now, when we see the Tower card and we see the World card, the narc is supposed to come into your life when usually your life is upside down. A lot of you guys meet the narcissist when your life is not in the best place. So the narc comes in, as you see the devil here, with his hand out as if he's here to help you. In a crazy way, though, the narc is in a way here to help you. Now, I know some of you are going to say, hell no, this narc destroyed my life. But in a way, the narc is here to help open something within you to see what's going on wrong in your life. When we have the Tower card reverse and the World card reverse, usually the empath and the narc meets because your vibration is low. You're feeling down. There's inner work within you, even with the Four of Pentacles, that you're still holding on to. So a lot of you hold on from issues that stem from inner child. You see how it's inner. It can be inner child hurt. It could be that a lot of you didn't have a mother or a father, or if you did have parents in your life, they didn't give you the love that you deserve. You don't know what love is. And Spirit's saying that too. A lot of you are trying to fulfill a void, but you try to fulfill the void by looking for love in the wrong places. The narc, which is the devil here, and I feel like I should keep his card out. This is the person who always comes out as this perception that they're here to save their damsel in distress. If you look closely, which I never looked at this card until now, and I had this card for a couple months, you see him holding a string, and you see this person down, and he's controlling the string like a puppet. The puppet, sad to say, empath, is you. You think low of yourself. You don't have confidence within yourself. You don't feel that you are worthy. The narcissist sees that in you. You're also a mirror to the narcissist. What I mean by that is going in deeper, which I will have a question that kind of explains a little bit. We want to get a little nosy about who the narc is that usually the narc has inner problems within themselves. They have low self-esteem issues. They have mommy or daddy issues. They have trauma. But instead of healing the pain, they like to inflict the pain and cause havoc. So they look for you, empath. And at that time, you don't know your worth. And this is you, empaths, at this time. You don't know your worth of who you are. You don't think highly of yourself. So this is why they come in. A narc usually comes in when your world is not where it needs to be, where you're not where you need to be. Now, if you want to get in deeper and you want to look at books like this, we sign soul contracts. We sign contracts of who we're supposed to meet in our life. That teaches us. Being an empath is not a bad thing. People say an empath is a gift and a curse. Being an empath is not a good thing. It's a powerful thing, but it becomes a curse or it becomes bad when you don't know that you're an empath and you don't know your worth. And this is when this empath comes in to test your patience, to test you. Okay? Now, the purpose of why the empath comes into your life, of course, is because they want to manipulate, okay? Of course, they want to manipulate. They want to cause pain. They want to cause havoc. We know that already. But there is a bright light within you. And they are an energy vampire. And they're here to feed off your love. Now, most people ask this question: did the narc ever love me to begin with? I will say, truthfully, deep down inside, the narc is in love with you. But they don't love themselves enough to even know what love fully is. Okay? And it's damaging. All right? Now, with the King of Swords and the King of Cups, these are the energies of who you are needing to become. This is the reason why the narc comes into your life, because with the King of Swords and the King of Cups, these are two powerful energies to be in. A King of Cups knows who they are. A King of Cups loves themselves. They know their worth. They know what they're capable of. They know what they will not settle for. Yet again, you see a light. The King of Swords is powerful, very vocal, very stern, very wise. This is what I'm trying to tell you, empaths. You hold this possession, but when your vibrations are low and you have trauma around, you don't see that. Hence how her eyes are closed. You don't see that about yourself. But that narcissist sees this about you. So they want to feed off your light. The whole purpose of why you guys were meant to be together at that time is because now it is time for this to activate. You need to get into your power with this King of Swords and King of Cups. It's like you were damaged, okay? And it's like the universe has to make you actually see from the outside of how you were damaging yourself even before the narc came in. Okay? So do know, when you and that narc comes together, in a way it does seem like destruction, but in a way it is destruction, because it's a tower within you, a wall that you built around yourself that you may be hiding from, neglecting to heal, that the universe is trying to get you to knock down. That's when this narc comes in. Okay? So no, when that narc comes in your life, he is going to turn your world upside down. But if you think about it, he's here to turn your world upside down for the better. Now listen, when I say that, please watch how I'm saying this. This is not a reading that's going to say, yay, we love the narcs, thank you for coming. No, that's not what it's about. The narcs are a piece of shit, okay? So I don't want anybody to take what I'm saying wrong. Please come into this reading with an open mind of what I'm trying to say. So I'm not sitting here trying to condone the narc, or we're trying to baby the narc. We're not giving the narc no kind of satisfaction that you made me. No. This is the universe work to get you to see who you are, okay? To help get you out of this bubble of low self-worth, low self-confidence, lack of love. That's the purpose, okay? So I want to rephrase that, because I don't want anybody thinking that we're trying to condone the narc and praise the narc. We're not praising the narc for shit, because we're going to praise ourselves. But it is a rundown about why you guys are meant to click. It's a reason, and it's always a reason of why you meet people. It's never a coincidence. When a narc comes in, I put money on it. Any empath will say, I was at my lowest when this narc came in. You were not at your highest, because if you were at your highest and you were confident and sure of yourself, you would not be able to allow that narc, wouldn't even be able to have a sniff. The narc wouldn't even be able to say hi to you, because your walls of protection would have been built up. That's why. Hence why the Tower card came out reverse. You see what I'm saying? The veil was thin for that narc to come in. You didn't know your worth. That's why the narc has to come in. And remember, the narcissist is the equivalent to a karmic relationship. It's a karmic partner. The narc is under twin flame, karmic twin flames, karmic soulmates, stuff like that. I know you guys heard of karmic relationships. Please look that up too if you want, with books. Okay? All under narc. Narcs is all under karmic. It's lessons you have to learn. And the universe will keep sending you, because I know some of you empaths, it's okay. Usually, when an empath really realizes her worth, he or she, I'm sorry, because an empath can be a woman or a man, when they realize their worth, they probably will say that they done been with multiple narcs in their life when they finally realize their worth. And I know some of you are going to say that. Listen, I'm a reader, I'm an empath, I'm guilty of that. You're going to go through multiple narcs, multiple karmic partners until you know. Okay? All right. So I'm looking at my next question I want to ask. And it's not even that much questions, but the next one is, what did you learn about yourself? Okay. That's talking about why you were meant to be together. But what did you learn about yourself while being with this narc? What did you start learning? Because remember, during this process of being with this narc, in the beginning it seems good. Then after a while, you start noticing the signs. They're starting to cut you off from family, for friends. They're controlling. You start seeing all this stuff because remember, narcs have a title of verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. That's all under a narc. So remember, we all have our title of what the narc is to you, okay? And you started noticing things. You don't notice it just yet until it activates. It's like the universe activates within you. Sometimes it has to take you talking to someone to help you, or you seeing something and hearing something and it wakes you up, okay? So what did you learn about yourself? Or for some, what will you learn about yourself if you're still in this narc relationship? What will you learn about yourself from being with this narc? Queen of Swords. Look at that. Queen of Swords. Powerful energy. Look how the King of Swords came out when we said, why were you together? Five of Cups. Even the King of Pentacles does something to me. And the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Star card, Aquarius energy. The two fives. The two fives is change. The two fives is change. What you will learn about yourself is to not be resistance towards change. What you will learn about yourself, right? And look how they're all self-reflecting. You will learn what that you have been doing wrong within you. You're definitely going to learn your worth coming in as the King of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. You are going to know your worth. You're going to know if you're capable of. You're definitely going to know how to use your voice. And you're going to learn how to be alone. Because that's another problem with the empath, is the empath has a problem with being alone. It becomes codependency with the empath because the empath feels like they can't have anyone. They're not worthy of anyone. And then sometimes you even get afraid that you're going to keep attracting this same type of stuff. And a lot of times the narc makes you feel like you're unworthy because what they do is all those imperfections, things about yourself that you once shared to the narc, because that's another thing. They will you in by coming in. Remember, we seen that devil card and you seen the devil with its hand out, right? The narcissist comes in with their hand out as if what? They're here to help you and they care. So once they will you in, which you seen the devil card, right? I wish I could find it again, but the devil card had a puppet in his other hand. He had a puppet in his other hand. So I'm trying to see if I find it while I'm talking to you guys. He had the puppet in his other hand. See, here it is. He had the puppet in his hand, the strings, but he still got that main hand as if he's coming out as reinsurance and he's here to help you. So what that does, as an empath, your main thing that you're looking for is love. You're looking for love. You're looking for someone to love you. You don't care how you receive it. That's what you're looking for because you don't know what love feels like. Hence, this is why you needed to be alone in the beginning, because you needed to know what love was within self. So the narc drags you in as if they care. And then they start finding out all your flaws and imperfections, your fears, and then they throw it back at you and use it towards you. And then you start feeling like you can't have your independence. You can't be free. So what you learned about yourself with being in this narc relationship is you learn that you can be independent. It gets deeper with the narc to the point that they take money from you. They give you money. Some empaths are married to these narcs, that you don't have a job, you don't work, so they make you feel like you're worthless. But you gain your power. You even realize that you are educated, you are smart, you can survive. And a lot of empaths come out of this narcs relationship confident. They come out taking the leader role. They come out being a big boss, working, having their own business, going back to school, loving themselves, feeling healthy and vibrant. That's what you are becoming with the King and Queen of Swords and King of Pentacles. What you learn about yourself is that the universe with the Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles sit you down and make you learn more about yourself. You see that hole? You bury so much stuff. For years, empaths, you've been burying so much of your trauma. Even before the narc came in, you were burying so much of your trauma in this little hole. And now the hole is being revealed. You know how like you bury something, but let's say something happened. Let's say it rained too much and it digs it back up. That's what's happening. So the universe starts to dig up everything. You start to learn about you. Even here, looking at this reverse with the key, the universe tells you, empaths, that you have that key to be free. That you don't have to self-sabotage yourself or allow this narc to self-sabotage you. You start to gain your confidence. You do what? With the Star card, Aquarius energy, you start to heal. You start to unravel yourself from this imaginary lock. Because the narc makes you feel, empaths, that you are tied down. And you're not. You are free this whole time, no matter what your situation may be. Because I know empaths that some of you guys may have more of a more deeper trauma situation than others. You know, remember, I described the narc as being, some of the narcs can be physical, emotionally, and mentally. They cause fear. No matter what kind of abuse they're doing, they cause fear towards you. But you start to pull back your worth with this Star card. You start to realize who you were this whole time. You had this light. You are a high vibrant being. So what happens is, and I sing 222, you start to pull in your power. You start to break free. And with the Ace of Cups, yes, we see Ace of Cups, it means love. But no, most importantly, you realize who you are. You start to love yourself. You start to pull back all that love that you gave this narc or anybody else that was a narc in your life. You get it all back to you. And you realize that you don't need a person. It's nice to have a person, but you don't only need a person to make you feel beautiful. It's nice when you have a person you truly love and they tell you that every day, that you're beautiful. I love you. Yes. But if you don't feel you're beautiful and if you don't love yourself, that's never going to be good enough. So you start to realize that I could be by myself and pour love and a time and affection that I'm giving to this narc back to me. And I want to say too, with this reading that just dawned on me, is that, you know, a narc can define anybody. Because I feel somebody's going to comment and say, guess what? This also sounds like a narc parent that I had, right? I mean, even though we're talking about empath versus narcissist, and this can be a relationship with the narc, but the narc can be anybody towards you. So some of you might say, damn, this did happen to me with a narc relationship, but why does this sound like a narc mother or a narc father that I had, or whoever raised you? This, with this reading, can also apply too. So what you learn about yourself is the key word, is that you learn about you. You learn who you are. You learn who you've been this whole time. That's what you learn about yourself. That is powerful. That is powerful. Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the next question I had. And this question was, what is to come when you free yourself from this narc, right? Because it's all about you breaking free. What is to come when you free yourself from this narc? What is to come for the empaths? For some empaths that are about to break free from their narc, or these can be for people that already broke free from the narcissist. Because remember, being with the narcissist is not supposed to be for eternally. Honestly, you're not even supposed to be with a narc at all. But remember, it's a life lesson. Okay, so it's temporary. You're supposed to learn, get in, get out, and leave. Not be with a narc for more than 5, 10, 20 years. Some people have been with narcs for eternity. Okay, so Spirit, what is to come towards for the empath when she leaves he or she? I keep saying she. I'm sorry. It must be females that's looking at this. But remember, I'm sorry. Okay, but an empath can be any gender. All right, this is how I'm reading it. But you know what? I'm going to say that as feminine energy, okay? So what is to come when you free yourself from the narc? Look at that. 10 of Swords. Look at that. Breakthroughs. Ace of Pentacles. Opportunities. That's another thing we talk about. The narc blocks your blessings. The narc is there, and that's like, just picture a big dark cloud over you. It's all over it's all in your view, and you can't see what's on the other side. You don't even know if it's sunny, because the narc energy is dark and it's cloudy. It's never happy. If it's pretending to be happy, it's only temporarily to get what it wants. Okay, so what comes out of here is freedom, breakthroughs, opportunities, because a lot of people that's with narcs right now, they're stuck. Some of you empaths don't even know what you're worthy of. You don't know what to do. Every time you try to talk about things that you want to do for yourself, the narc knocks it down. I mean, unless it isn't benefiting for them, they don't care. If it's not giving them the money or the things that they need, they don't care. They don't really care about what you want to do. It's about what they can get from you. So if it doesn't benefit the narc doesn't care. But what's to come when you break free is your independence. And it's definitely opportunities. I feel that a lot. So if some of you been struggling with dead-end jobs and careers, you don't know what you want to do because this narc has just been weighing you down. When you decide to get in this 10 of Swords energy and say, you know what? I am breaking the hell free. I am tired of this dark cloud hovering over me. I'm going to push through this dark cloud. There comes breakthroughs. There comes freedom. There comes enjoyment. There comes financial opportunities. Now look how the hand looks now, how it looked different from when the devil was handing you something. And don't you notice what I just picked up intuitively from this? Hot damn it. I love when spirits speak to me. When we seen that devil card with his hand out, he had shit in his hand. He had nothing. That narc comes to you with empty promises. Praise be. That narc comes to you with its hand open, with nothing, with empty promises. And look, when you break free from that narc, look at that hand filled with that big Ace of Pentacles. That's promises. That hand is the universe and God giving you opportunities, giving you your life back, giving you that freedom. And then that's also love, real love down the line that comes for you, that someone will come in and will love to give you the world and more. The narc comes in with nothing with their hand out but lies and manipulation. So that's what happens. And I feel a lot of you empaths are going through your 10 of Swords moment right now. And you're so close to being free. Bottom of the deck, we even have justice. Having balance and stability, because look, this is how you were feeling. Unbalanced, unworthy. You start to have balance over your life. You start to have your control back. You have your power back. You have more understanding when you break free from this narc in your life. So if some of you are debating about this, this is what to come forward when you do this. Let me pull out something else for you empaths. What else can the empaths look forward to when they break free from the narcissist? What else can they look forward to when they break free from the narcissist? What else can they look forward to when they break free from the narcissist? Look at that. Air guardian angels. Freedom. That white feather is a sign of purity. New beginnings. Right? And I feel like your guardian angels are with you right now. to tell you that you can do this and you're not alone. You're gonna feel alone for a little bit, but you get that new beginning and independence. White witch. Look at the owl coming out again. The owl can be your spirit animals. This is letting you know that you're the light. Remember, empaths are lights. You are high vibrational light beings. So a lot of you, even with the word witch, will be pulling back your power, because a lot of empaths are very spiritual. A lot of empaths are intuitive. A lot of empaths are psychics, mediums, etc. Okay? And that's what you pull in. You bring your light out. Your light is no longer hidden. Your light is no longer hidden. Look at that on her. It's a butterfly. You get to go through your transformation. You also become this warrior. Look how she's holding that shield. You get to make plans on your life and focus. See what I mean? You get to focus. Bottom of the deck with the air energy, you get to shift your perception now of life. Because keeping this narc in your life, you don't get to shift your energy and your perception. You get stuck in an energy that you think this is the life you're supposed to have forever. A lot of empaths settle for less. Remember I said that in the beginning? You start to feel that this is what I'm meant to have. So this is why some of you get comfortable and you stay with the narc. Even though you know that the narc is no good and is unhealthy, you start to believe that there's nothing else out here for me. This is what I'm meant to have. Because I've been with this narc for so long, so this is what God in the universe is telling me. The whole time, not the truth. So you get to shift your energy here. You get to shift your perception. You get to shine your light. You get to start making plans about your life and being focused on you and your priorities or your children. Bottom of the deck here. You get to connect with your emotions with the water guardian. We got some Gemini, Libra, Aries, and we got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, I feel, and we got Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And no offense, but water signs is definitely empathic, okay? If you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you are 100% empathic. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you're empathic too. Empaths can be any sign, by the way, but I'm just telling you the energy that's coming out with the water and air guardians. But you get to connect with your emotions. You get to understand yourself. You get to understand you. You get to understand why do you run to codependency issues. You get to understand yourself better. You get to stand your ground. See what I'm saying? You pull your strength back when you leave and free yourself from this narc. I mean, look at the energies coming out about this. If you guys are still staying in a narc relationship, how does this sound to you? This sounds pretty damn good, right? If you break free from this narc. Two last words here. Long as you be devoted and committed to self and leaving, you can do that. And also when you break free, you get to surround yourself with protective energy, because I'm telling you, that narc would hover over your energy. That narc will hover over your energy. That narc will hover over your energy. Will try to take your energy. But when you break free, you get to grow within this current situation. Hence, there's the owl again. Some of you probably see owls and crows. And those can be your spirit animals and your ancestors coming in. Some of you got a great-grandmother, I feel, as an ancestor, or a great-grandfather that was very strong. And they come by you when you're down and you're crying and you feel like you can't pick yourself up. And they're like, no, you're going to do this. You can pick yourself back up. You get to grow within your current situation. You don't let your current situation make you. So this is what you can look for if you stand in your power and you break free. I'm going to see one more with the Keepers of the Light deck of some other messages. I should have kept those cards out there. Let's just see something else. What happens when the empath frees her. I keep saying her. I'm sorry, guys. Feminine energy because of the emotions. I'm sorry. I don't want any men coming on here saying, hey, I'm in, because it can be anything. I'm sorry about that. Let's just see. If the empath frees themselves from the narc, what can they expect? Look at that. For the harmer to unfold. Remember, you are on a path, okay? When you decide to break free, you get closer to your happiness. You pull in your life force. You get to learn more about your inner passion. You get to know more about your masculine or feminine energy. You get to love yourself more. That's when they said about that sensual and sexual power. You get to learn more about yourself. Because a lot of you lack confidence. You don't feel you're beautiful, all because what the narc is telling you. You don't feel you're sexy enough. You start to feel yourself. Look, intervention and purpose. If you free yourself from this narc, you can be prepared to be guided to happiness. Okay? All powerful energies that come in when you free yourself from this narc. And look, with Master Buddha, your intuition gets stronger. Your light brights. You'll start having a deep connection with self. You'll start trusting self when you break free from this narc. So look how much powerful things happens when you break free from this narc. Look what wanted to flip over before I leave the cards. Bridget with inner strength. You get to move back into your wholeness and recognize that you have the power. The power never left you the whole time. It just was dimmed because the narc dims it. And sometimes too, what you've been through dims it. Okay? Powerful. Now, I want to do this really quick. I want to just do something about the narc real quick, okay? Ooh, we got to pull out Sage for the narc, right? Let's just see something really quick about the narc, okay? What stems the narc spirit to become who they are? Because I know some of you are curious, like, was this monster always a monster? A lot of the times they weren't. A lot of times it happened from something in childhood. What stems the narc from being a narc? Page of Cups, Five of Cups, Five of Wands, Four of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, they're not free, okay? This is energy showing that this comes from childhood. Broken promises with the Page of Cups and Three of Wands, okay? They have low self-esteem. They're insecure. They've probably been through physical abuse, witnessed physical abuse. They were alone. They had some things that happened to them in their trauma, but they never healed from it. So they turned that sadness into anger and decided, I'm going to inflict this pain on others because it feels good. They love to feel superior. They love to be superior. They love to feel tied down. They love to be in their emotions, if that makes sense to you. Their pain, it doesn't even make them feel sad anymore. Their pain makes them feel angry. It makes them feel good. If you know how some people say when they inflict pain, it feels good. That's what they like to do. They have a lot of, see right here, Eight of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Wands, Five of Cups. Look at all that. They have a lot of issues. They have deep issues within them. So they like to self-harm themselves. That is the energy of what the narc is and how the narc becomes who they are. So the narc becomes who they are because they themselves have been through trauma. But instead of the narc trying to heal themselves from the trauma, they feel the best way is to inflict the same pain that they felt that, you know, was thrown at them, whether it was thrown at them by their parents or 9 out of 10 with the narc, it does come from the parents. Somebody was a narc and that's how that went. So they looked at that and they said, okay, so instead of them getting the help that they really need, they decided, hey, I'm going to inflict this pain. I watched when my narc parent was a narc towards, because usually the narc parent, usually with the narc usually had 2 narcs as parents, or usually had 1 narc as a parent and 1 that wasn't a narc. And they watched more of the narc, how the narc was superior over the non-narc. Or even if both of the narcs' parents were narcs, they looked at how they treated others. And they felt that the way they act, it was superior, and they got a lot of respect by what they were doing. Manipulation and gaslighting or whatever they were doing, self-sabotaging things. They seen how they got respect, so that implanted in their head, and they started to say, well, shit, this, my parents or parent did this, or whoever raised me did this. Look how the respect they get. So if I do that, it's acceptable. And usually that's how the narc comes about. Listen, the narc is not healthy, okay? The narc has issues. And sometimes the reason why I said in the beginning of the reading that an empath and narc could be a gift and a curse, because if the narc really opens up their damn eyes, the empath can actually help them. Instead of them trying to go against the empath, they can actually join forces and heal themselves, but they're not going to do that. I mean, you very rarely hear that. If it did happen, maybe someone could tell me it did, but it very rarely happens like that. because actually that empath can actually help that narc see their dark side and how they can bring that out and get the help. But usually it's not like that. They don't want that. Okay, they resist from that. So that is one of the questions about how the narc usually stems of who they are. But remember, as I told you in the beginning of this video, look up books of that on Amazon that explains about the narc. Okay, make sure you're getting a book about the narc so you can understand more about the narc and how they roll. And a lot of these books are going to stem down from the child, when they became a child, when they were a child, and how they were into their teen years going on up, and then how relationships get introduced. And then some of you might actually find that out if you have a narc parent, about how they were who they were as well too. So that's why I said getting books about this and, you know, actually educating yourself about this stuff is important as well too. Okay, so let's just see something. Another question I had decided I wanted to ask is I mean, we kind of explained that though. I was going to say about the narc hidden traits and who they are. I mean, that kind of really stems from what I was just saying. But we could kind of just say, I'm going to get the next question. It's like usually like, how can you protect yourself from narcs? I mean, first of all, we did break that down about how you could protect yourself from narcs is basically, you know, really raising your vibration up. Because if you know, don't love anything about yourself, or if you don't have confidence in yourself, or you don't believe into yourself, or if you have a lot of, you know, inner trauma or things that happened to you that you didn't heal, that is going to be the way how the narc wheels you in. You see how that devil card I showed you in the hand was out and he had the puppet is you. And that's how they're going to wheel you in. Because the narc, in a way, the narc is kind of intuitive too. They're energy vampires, just like the definition of a vampire. What happens? The vampire usually smells blood. And blood, they smell the fear. It's the same thing. It's like a shark. A shark smells the blood. And you see what I'm saying? It's all equivalent to that. So that narc will sense that about you. You don't even have to say anything. But I mean, of course, they wheel you in and they start talking to you and start finding out what makes you sad. And that's their ways how they know about you. But, you know, that will be ways how they will be able to know. So ways you could protect yourself from the narcs, I would say, is working on self. And, you know, pulling your confidence up. Because the more you pull your confidence up, you pull your vibrations up and you pull that wall up. Hence why the Chariot card is out here, Cancer energy here. But the Chariot is a tough energy to be into. It's having self-worth and confidence of yourself. You know, when you value yourself and put yourself first, you know, that makes it really hard for the narcissist to even try to come in. Not telling you guys that narcissists won't try you, because they will. Okay, they're just like vampires. They're going to creep around. Even when your vibration is up, the narcissist is going to come back to try to test you. Hence why some of you guys are having, you know, these narcs that you were with before, and they're trying to come back out of the blue and all this stuff. It's to test you. Okay, so they will try you. So I can't tell you empaths that, oh, you're going to not see a narc ever in your life, because a narc can be in any form. A narc could be someone that you want to build and have a relationship with. A narc could be a parent, a friend, etc. Narcs come in all forms. Okay, so you are going to run into it, but your main thing is to how to protect yourself. Because you don't have to fall victim to the narc. You don't have to have the narc pull you in. You can actually cut the string with the scissor and say, keep it moving. So those are signs you would know. Yes, a lot of them are very, you know, charming and beautiful. Sometimes, you know what the main mass is, I know is too with the narcs, is the narc seems to be well put together from the outside. They usually dress nice, you know, nice expensive clothes. They usually are popular. People know them. But that's just a whole mass persona, because deep down inside of that is a little child. And that's usually some signs you can tell too perfect, or when you want to have talks about their childhood and their parents, they try to get an attitude, they towards it, you know, things like that. They never want to talk too much about themselves. It's always, they really just want to keep talking about you nonstop and not them, because what they're doing is feeding off information from you and your vibration. So that is some ways too how you can learn to protect yourself. And the most important things, empaths, okay, empathic means you are intuitive. You feel, okay? No matter what type of empath you are, make sure you look up the books about empaths. You can sense it. You can feel it. Your body will signal you off, okay? So there's a difference between you being afraid and don't want to get hurt again than actually knowing. That's why you have to take that time apart to continue to work on yourself until you feel you are ready to come, you know, back out in the dating scene or whatever it is. But you will sense it and know the vibrations that something's not right. And let's be honest here. If some of you, you know, were in a narc relationship or marriage for years, you kind of already know the narc from inside out now. because you could actually write your own book about who the narc was and the things the narcs did. And that's why if you hear other stories with people who was with narcs, all the stories sound similar. They all have similar backgrounds and things what they do. So you will obviously know, because I am going to tell you this, you can't avoid the narcs. And the narcs would try to come back, okay? But it be up to you if you're going to allow them in. So I will say that can be ways how you can protect yourself from, narc abuse so that it doesn't happen again. Or maybe there are some empaths that didn't meet a narc yet. Maybe you weren't in a relationship with a narc, but you have parents that were a narc. If you had a parent or someone that raised you that was a narc, no offense, it's not that much difference. The only difference is, when you're in a relationship with a narc, you're having a sexual relationship with them. And that intensifies it because you catch even more feelings when you have a sexual relationship with them. You see what I'm saying? But it's still the similar things to a narc that raised you. It's the same thing. So, but I'm pretty much certain a lot of empaths have been in a relationship with a narc because you guys attract towards each other. That's why I said it's kind of like a different curse, okay? So I'm going to just do this last question because I feel like some people may want to know this because maybe you're still in this narc relationship. How to break free from the narc from good. Now, the reason why I feel like that question came up is because some of you might say, well, I made kids with this narc, so I never could be free. Yes, the hell you can't be free. Okay, because no offense, if you have to get courts involved and you have to get custody or visitation rights, do that. If you don't feel safe, this is a serious note. If you do not feel safe, if it's violent and you don't feel safe, get full custody of your children. You take the proper law requirement, procedures that you need to do to make sure you are fully protecting yourself and your child. Because as I stated in the beginning of the read, narcs have different titles. A narc can be mentally abusive, could be physically, they can use you financially, or they can be verbally. It's all different types. So if there's children involved, yes, some of you empaths are going to feel like I never could be free because I have children. And then sometimes usually narcs treat their kids good, but then sometimes some narcs don't treat their kids as good as they should, because usually the narc parent will have an empath child, and that child will have a light. So they'll have that child they feel like they'll be envious of, or sometimes just use that child to use their light, because usually that child is very gifted, the empath, okay? So some of you may feel like you can't break free if you have children. Some of you may feel like you can't break free from the narc because the narc can be your parent. You have to protect yourself. Protecting your energy and well-being is always the important energy. If the narc doesn't want to take accountability, if the narc doesn't want to heal, you don't need to be in that energy. You don't have to force yourself in that energy. Break free means break yourself physically free and emotionally and spiritually free as well. Okay, so those are signs which you can do to break. Listen, you can break free from a narcissist relationship, a narc relationship empath. You can do it. Okay, because some of you right now that's in this narc relationship feel like you can't do it because you're married to them. And I just said this too. It's fear. And if you are going through something physically abusive, please, there are help. I'm sorry I don't have the numbers and hotlines, but please feel free to Google it up. You can get help. You can get outside help. And with the help of you believing in God and the help of you believing in the universe and your spiritual team, call upon your spiritual teams, empath. Call upon those warriors, because you will get out of that narcissist relationship. But breaking free is cutting the cords, okay? Breaking free is cutting the cords. So that would definitely be how you can break free from the narc for good. There are ways, okay? Don't make excuses, empaths, okay? Because I know some empaths tend to make excuses. Look, King of Swords came right back out again in the reading, what we talked about along with the Chariot. You can break free. You can break free from this person's energy. You can do this, empaths. You can break free from this narc relationship. And once you call back your power, you won't ever be in a relationship with a narc again. And if it's your family member, cut ties, because the person who is suffering is you. Okay? So I just want to put that. If some of you have children with this narc, kids with this narc, you can break free. And if they are being negative towards your kids, yes, there are steps you can take safely. Okay, I just want to put that out there, safely, that you can do. All right. Let me just give you one last message to see if anything comes out for the empath right now. Anything for the empath before I end it. Very long video. I told Spirit, I said, I don't know how long we're going to do this video, but I hope this video can actually help. And the chaser came out for the empath. See? Relationship, codependent, fear of abandonment issues. That's you, the empath. You can't chase no more. You have to be the person that run away. You have to break free. Okay? That's why some of you are in these empath, see, not enough. That's why some of you empaths are in this narc relationship, because you start to feel like you're not enough. You have what to say? Lack of confidence. You have lack of confidence. And that's why that narc is able to get in here and do that. Do not mix jealousy with love either, because some narcs will manipulate you and gaslight you, and they'll try to act like they're jealous of what you wear and things what you do. And then some of you empaths will go, oh, they care about me. It's control. They like to use anything that they can use to control you. Okay? Remember that. Anything else for the narcs? I mean, not the narcs, for the empaths. Okay, so yeah, this is what your future will look like, because I do feel a lot of empaths are like finally leaving. Some of you are probably recovering, okay? And look at that. You will meet that person in your life that you can build with. I will tell empaths, if you've gotten out of a narc relationship, take your time and heal. Yeah, kisses. Someone gonna be coming in new. Take your time to heal, because this Grim Reaper energy is what you are leaving from, okay? Do not give the narc a second chance. Empaths, you're guilty of that. You will give the narc multiple chances after multiple chances. When you say you're done, break free and that's it. Because every time you keep giving that narc, aka karmic partner, a chance, it's going to get worse every time. No more second chances. I'm telling you right now, the narc is never sorry. They're just sorry they got caught. They just sorry that they couldn't clean up the mess fast enough so that you wouldn't slip and fall. So do not believe the narc. I don't care. The narc is never sorry. Yeah, they probably do have narc recovery. Maybe some narcs are trying to heal. But listen, an empath and a narc do not need to be together. I don't want to hear, oh, they was post-narc and now. I don't feel that the narc ever wants to change, because they feed off of pain and hurt. Empaths and narcs have no business being together. Period. Period. Empaths and narc have no business being together. So once you end this, that's it. Do not keep giving this narc chances after chances, because it's going to keep hurting more and more. But for a lot of you empaths that have been single for a long time, you know, you're going to pull in this energy. You're going to pull in this love. But make sure you take it slow. This is another way how you can protect yourself from narc abuse too, because sometimes you guys will leave one connection and try to run into something so quick, and then you don't even notice the signs. So listen, before I end this, empaths, don't have fear of love, because that's a problem with some empaths you have. Once you've been with so many narcs or been through a narc relationship, it's so hard. You feel like your life is over. You feel like you can't trust anybody. Not every person in this world is a narc. Every person in the world is not a narc. We do have good people with good tendencies. But, you know, it's not trying to scare you to tell you can't be with anybody. Yes, you could. It's about you just knowing yourself. So I do see that. I do see a lot of empaths being happy and being with someone that actually loves them. But remember, it has to start from within, okay? So yeah, I really hope this reading helped. I said I felt compelled for the last couple of days to do a type of reading like this, so it was definitely meant. You guys can always just feel free to comment if you feel anything on here resonated and helped you out, or you know, if some of you on here, you know, say, hey, I'm not with a narc anymore, I left the narc, or you know, maybe you can be able to encourage someone else that is contemplating, you know, back and forth about leaving and feel like they can't leave. With some things I could say, if you Google it and look it up, or even look it up on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, they even have support groups they have for narc recovery. I'm pretty certain if you type that in, you probably actually will find that. You definitely will find like an empath support group. You could put stuff like that too. You will find it if you guys just need like extra support, because you know, being in a narc relationship is not a game. This is actually serious, because like I said, the definition of narc, it goes right under the category as physical abuse, emotional, mental abuse, financial abuse. We even have some narcs that come in and they financially drain you. You know, some are in debt because this narc has used them for everything they have. So there are all types and forms of narcs, you know, so it is serious. It's nothing to play around with. So they do have support groups you guys can look up on social media, or if you know, feel free to Google it up. You definitely will find it judgment free. You know, make sure the vibes and the energy is right. to get extra support, to know that you are not alone, you know, in this situation. Okay. But like I told you in the beginning of the read, please make sure you go on Amazon. You will find a ton of affordable books. You probably will find some books under $20 that will focus on the type of empath. Look for an empath book. I have one book that's by this lady. I think her name's Laura Moon, but it's a psychic empath book. It definitely explains different type of empaths that you can be, and then it starts to break it down about the energy vampires and the type of energy vampires that you attract and how to protect yourself. So look up empath books and make sure you're looking for the books about how to protect yourself. And then you can look up a book slowly just about the narc. Okay, and then get a book that says empath and narcissist relationships, so you can get more information about how this all happens. And I feel like that's really educational for a lot of you empaths to definitely read on, to understand them. Okay, just to understand like why this happened. And you know, don't blame yourself, because a lot of empaths have a tendency of blaming themselves and saying, I'm stupid, how can I not see this, how can I, you know, listen, when you are at your lowest and you don't have confidence, or you know, you don't love yourself or feel like you're not enough, you're not going to notice that. You're going to think that that's a sign of love. You know what I mean? Especially the way they come in. Because one thing about the narc does not come in like that. If the narc came in like that, then a lot of you probably wouldn't have gave it the benefit of the doubt. But the narc doesn't come in like that. That's the whole persona about them. But what they do is, you know, they feed off of your energy and they feed off what you tell them. And then at the right time, when they feel like they willed you in enough, and they have like the puppet strings that showed on the devil card, when they feel like they had that string to control you and manipulate you, that's when they start throwing all your imperfections, all your secrets and things you ever told them. They throw it at you, and then you start to feel powerless. But you are powerful. Okay, so just look up those things. And yeah, this was a very good read, and I'm very glad that I did this. So yeah, hope all is well, and I will be back tomorrow with some element reads for you guys on my channel. Okay, stay safe, stay blessed, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.